2 bedrooms. Wow, upgrade.
Today we are going to start figuring out where the pilot berth mini aft cabin is going to be exactly situated.
It's not a cabin. I think calling it a cabin would be an overstatement.
It's very small. It's Kika size.
We can fit a whole family in here.
We cut this hole in the cockpit bulkhead, and it's definitely smaller than it should be.
We just cut a hole in a watertight bulkhead, which I guess could be an issue.
The model we've been working on, I never really finished modeling the cockpit, and so the aft end of the boat isn't really that accurate. We got to get the laser out and the iPad out and tape measure. Really figure out just exactly how much space we have to work with.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
There'll be a lot of like planning and measuring.
Just off by like a hair.
Are you ready to cut? Messy.
Now we need to get the laser and line it up like this.
Alright, well we just finished templating the aft bulkhead. So now I'm gonna go with the sander and just grind out and sand out the perimeter and around where we're going to be glassing it into the hull. It's an interesting space to work in because it's hot. If you open the cockpit locker, it's hotter because we have the air conditioning inside. And so we have the air conditioning, then a fan trying to blow cool air. This is why we work out and stretch in the morning so that we can get into weird positions inside the boat.
Everything's ground down, everything's clean, everything's good to go. Got the bulkhead cut, and it's time to see if it fits.
Should I open the thing on the other side?
We need to let all the air conditioning out. What's
Oh.
happening today?
Alright, well, today we are continuing the pilot berth. But some of you guys came up with some pretty cool name ideas for whatever this place is going to be. From like the Harry Potter room, the pod. I love the pod.
It is kind of like a little pod hotel in there, isn't it?
It is kind of, it is exactly what it's going to be, like a mini pod hotel. Then finished installing and bogging in the back bulkhead. And today we're going to template and install the side, the top, and also the base
Bottom?
bottom layer. Because there will be storage at the top. A little bit of storage, not as much as we had last time, but it's going to be enough that we can still have like some small tools or maybe fenders or some flares or whatever it is that we can just store on top and then still have access to the storage from the cockpit. And then at the bottom of this, maybe that's where we have like a water tank, or if we have the generator, then we have like a fuel tank here. But yeah, today we're going to finish this beautiful little mini pod. It is much hotter in here because the fan is off and the aircon is on the other side. So, oh, so much better. Okay, ready to crawl in there with me?
Just a little bit more. Now, somehow we need to measure 43.8. Can you hold the tape measure so that it touches?
See when it hits the laser right there? No, you can't block it. You need to hold it from where you are, over there. Without blocking the laser.
Not blocking the laser. Okay.
There's kind of probably a chance that what's gonna happen is like, I'm gonna be down here templating, you're gonna be cutting and kind of helping to this side, and then we're gonna remove it out to the cockpit locker when we're done.
So I have to flip it. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see if it goes in this step.
I think I'm literally becoming part of the ship. Once I screw this on, I'm sure it'll get back out. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Ooh, easy with that. But just pass it to me. Okay.
Closer. A little bit closer.
This is off by like a hair.
A smart person would check this out and trim a blade width off the whole side. You know, lazy
smart?
person. Just do it with the jigsaw. No rock, paper, scissors if we're smart or lazy. Yeah, we should probably take it back out.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be faster if we take it out.
It's literally just a blade width, and it's too tight to fit.
It's so comfortable.
Hopefully that worked.
Hey! You back? How did it go?
I think.
I had a nice little nap.
Did you nap?
Well, that's a nice little wind funnel. It's getting some of that cold air in
Oh,
here
with
now.
the fan.
Oh, it's nice. Just leave it there. There we go. Perfect.
Yes. Looks pretty lined up to me.
Looks pretty lined up to me. We fudged it a little bit. Alright, drill. And get the drills in my butt.
Just don't drill into your foot.
Nice.
You need to get out.
Yeah, right. It'll be fine. Back's itching though. Whoa. Hey.
Whoa. One down, two down.
Two to go. Now we can do the bottom. Little piece of wood that's going to get laid in here, and then we can lay on it and see how tall we're going to cut this back. If we cut it too high, it minimizes our storage capabilities in the cockpit locker. If we cut it too low, our knees are going to hit. It's going to make us feel claustrophobic. It also probably looks like it's a very tiny piece of wood that's going to go in down here. And in some ways it is. Also, the mattress is going to be, 12 or 15 centimeters, and that's going to go out to the side and make a pretty big difference. Also, it's your feet down the bottom, so it's fine. All right, let's
Template the floor.
Alright, moment of truth. Don't break it.
So we're gonna be taller, right? The mattress is gonna be like
Yeah.
here. So let's say
6 inches.
here. I can still.
You can.
But that's so cool in here, though. Like, imagine if you could just like sit. Part of me wishes that we could just like cut this, and then make this entire space just open. But because this is a structural bulkhead, this is can't really. We can maybe cut up to here.
We can cut up a little bit more.
I like it. Now we have 2 bedrooms. Wow. Upgrade. We can fit a whole family in here. That was my.
Oh, I got it. It was very, very obvious that that's
Was
where
it?
we're going. Yeah.
Damn it.
Still wide enough you can do that, which is nice. It's totally big enough.
You're like barely tall enough.
Well, it's 2 meters. I mean, that's a regular bed height.
All right, so I think we have a plan for the top of this space. We originally wanted there to be enough room that we could I could bend my knees laying on my back and they wouldn't touch the top. Then we lose any ability to have storage in the cockpit locker.
Do you want to say like what my dream was to have?
Oh, Kika just wanted this to be a whole aft cabin. You can kind of sit up in here, but it's very small space. But Kika just wanted a cuddly little nook, little
Pod.
pod.
Yeah.
But once the mattress is in, it's really an impractical space. But then also we have a cockpit lid here, which we'd have to basically seal up, so we'd lose any storage at all on the port side. The balance of where the top of this space was going to be was tricky to sort of find. But I think we're going to prioritize storage in the cockpit locker, so we could still put Eurobins up here, and then we can still reach an arm underneath here to access bolts or anything we need to along the exterior of the hull. So where the laser line is now, the horizontal line is going to be the top of the pilot berth. And I don't think I'll be able to bend my knees vertically, but it's wide enough that I'll be able to roll my side, bend my knees, which is fine because that's a better sleeping position anyway. It's still going to be fine, I think, and we're still going to get storage. So that's kind of the compromise we're making. It's a very small space back here. The camera is literally one hand width away from my...
Is it really? It's
Yeah.
wide angle, so.
Yeah. I just locked the laser off so it's not showing level anymore. I put some dashed lines where level was and then locked it off, so now it's any angle we put, it's just going to do 90 degrees to itself. We're angling the top of this ever so slightly inward and forward so that if any water ever makes it in here, if like the cockpit lid is open and a wave hits, whatever the reason, the water's going to drain forward and towards the center of the boat, because our scupper drain is like right back behind this corner. There's a really good little spot to like add a little weep hole, and that we can drain straight into the scupper, so it'll drain without needing to put any more through holes or anything in, or going down to the bilge, which is awesome. So that's the idea. I can mark it up, and then we can cut the last piece of plywood. And they're all just screwed in place now, because we're gonna have to like take this all back apart and then start glassing and gluing it all together. But at least we have all the pieces cut.
Hi.
Welcome to my lair. Today we're putting in the top of the pilot berth. We had to cut the top into 2 pieces because there's no physical way to get it in here otherwise. So today we're going to put the top in, and then we're going to glass it in, and then we're going to cover the top with a few layers of chop strand mat and resin just to seal it up nicely, because it is going to be exposed to the elements. We want to make sure that it doesn't leak down into the pilot berth.
We're cheering each other on like we're some kind of like sports team.
Nice.
got
Yes.
this.
Yes. You got this. Yes.
Yeah, one more push.
Yes. Ale.
That was
Ale.
it.
Ale.
Nice.
Looks great. Oh, it's hot out here. All right, the cockpit top is sealed.
Do you want to talk about our enclosure?
So we've got a drop cloth to give us shade, and then we've got the little EcoFlow AC out of the truck, which we've been using for like an hour a night to just like bring all the heat out of the truck before we go to bed. We brought it up here to just dump cold air down into that little workspace, but it worked. We got it all done, and it hasn't kicked yet, so I think it's your turn now.
Yeah, now we have to do underneath my butt. And here. So
Okay, well,
Time to go in your hole.
okay.
Have fun.
Hi. Oh, that's not so bad. Oh, hello. Two possible things from here.
Hey. I'm gonna have to close that up too. Careful, it's quite full.
Okay, great.
And this is why it's super handy to have a tiny wife when you're doing boat projects. I can technically fit in there, and I went in there to sand. Kika just fits in there so much better, so she's doing the glasswork in there. We got the little AC pumping in, so it's survivable at least. We've got some paraffin wax to mix into the resin, so because it's like deep in the cockpit locker where we're never going to see it, we don't have to put peel ply over top of it, and we'll just mix in some paraffin so that it cures to like a nice hard texture rather than without the wax, it stays tacky after. So it should be pretty straightforward. We're just doing 2 layers of Biax just to like seal it up and make it strong. It's a really, really tight space.
Super. Woo. Done. Oh my god, now I have to like try to claw myself out of the hole.
Good job, dude.
Oh man, I can't feel my legs. Whew. It wasn't so bad. I mean, I wasn't there for like an hour. It wasn't so bad.
Well deserved.
Oh yeah.
Personally.
Oh yeah, this feels amazing. Highly recommend it.
Oh yeah. This was cozy in there. The top of the pilot berth is done. The back of the pilot berth is done. Next is going to be to do the side on the outside, so on the cockpit locker side.
Yeah,
And then the bottom, which is gonna be another interesting yoga session. I'm excited for that. Make sure you join me for those yoga positions. And then we're gonna do the inside, the corners of the inside, and then we'll be done with the pilot berth. And then we can move on to something else. I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow.
It was a toss-up between Dan or me doing this in here, and we came to the conclusion that, well, I can at least fit. I am covered from head to toe.
Good job.
Whew. Stick it up. Yeah, I'm throwing this one away. It's like super heavy.
Oh. Whew. Man, it was hot. The power went out again. It keeps happening. It's not us, it's just the whole yard. From time to time, it means that our air conditioning doesn't work. So it's hot as beep inside, which means that the resin is curing faster. So we had to be a little bit faster with the glassing, but also I was doing it in the dark for half of it. So I hope it's good. Good job.
Good job to you.
Thanks for mixing stuff for me.
You're welcome. It's nice to have small people on board.
Yeah.
Just in small spaces.
Yeah. I guess it's a vintage that I'm small.
Let's get out of here. It stinks.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I guess we'll be back tomorrow and see what happens.
Hopefully there's power.
Hopefully there's power.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, this is cute.
So much space.
So much space. We both fit in the pilot berth.
We should have turned this into an aft cabin.
Guys, this is so cool.
We have an aft cabin.
I don't know why we decided that this is where we wanted to hang out and chat with you guys, but here we are. A new angle for the boat.
It's very solid in here.
Everything is super glassed in.
Super solid.
Super solid.
I'm glad that we shortened it a little bit so we had space outside to store stuff. above it. Inside, we're gonna like insulate it and make it all nice and cozy and add some air circulation. We're gonna put a mattress down in here at some point. It probably doesn't look that big.
It probably does not look that big.
But it's significantly bigger than it was. It doesn't feel like a coffin like the other one did. And it's also like a full 30 to 40 centimeters aft. So there's more space in front.
Yeah, no, you're not laying down.
Should we try to lay down?
Okay, let's try to lay down. Ta-da! Oh, that's great.
That's better.
Look at that, we can both hang out in here.
It's the same width as our like guest mattress was.
The inflatable one.
The inflatable one, 70 centimeters wide, and
Yeah.
it's just almost exactly 2 meters long. So.
Yeah. I think where it's going to make a difference is we can sleep in a V-berth on passages, but it's very bouncy.
Especially if we're going like to windward and we're just like slamming into waves, it's not a comfortable place to sleep.
And in UMA 2.0, we used to sleep in the settee, which is comfortable on one tack, but then every time you have to tack, we have to really find a way to wedge ourselves so that we don't fall on the other side.
We had a lee cloth.
We had a lee cloth.
You'd still sort of have to like wedge pillows and stuff in there, so you just sort of like fall into that sort of like basket of lee cloth. It was better than sleeping in the V-berth, and it was definitely better than sleeping outside because you can't. I mean, in the Caribbean we could sleep outside, but up in Norway and the Atlantic and stuff, it's too wet and it's too cold.
Yeah. So on passage, this is going to be a world of a difference because when we are off watch, we can be cozy in here and not have to worry about which tack we're on.
What's nice about this space too is that you can't quite see, but it's like there's a corner right here. And so this little area is sort of tucked away and away from the galley. So the goal is to turn like this little spot into like the most ideal sleeping capsule that we can. So it's gonna be a very comfortable mattress. It's gonna be well ventilated. It's gonna be well insulated. We're thinking about running like a heat pump for aircon and heat. And so we'll probably have some ventilation running that through here as well. So like even if we're offshore, we're not gonna like heat or air condition the whole boat, but we can heat and air condition just this little tiny little capsule. And so sleeping in here is just gonna be so nice because it's not gonna be sweaty in the summer, it's not gonna be freezing in the winter, and it's gonna be dry, and it's just gonna be dark and quiet and like, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah. And then the second reason is when we have friends coming over. So in UMA 1.0, we didn't have any friends. In UMA 2.0, we had friends come visit and they would always sleep in the nook, which is fine, but we've always felt like if we have a friend coming to visit, like it'd be nice if they can sleep in a
more
place.
than like a weekend.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they have their own little private spot where they don't have to worry about undoing their bed every single morning and redoing it at night.
Well, and also like a place to store their stuff. Like when Maya was visiting, she kind of had to keep her stuff like just out in her duffel bag. But now there's like, we'll have like nice storage up here to put a decent amount of personal stuff, some storage down here.
Yeah, but you guys sort of guessed a little bit of what we're doing in here, which is a bit like a mini capsule pod hotel, like the ones in China, the ones in Japan.
Capsule hotels are awesome.
I mean, it's not really, but we'll have like a little place for storage, a little place to charge your electronics, just a little place to hang out and just sleep. It's nice.
And before it was kind of like, it wasn't sealed very well, so it was always kind of damp, and it was angled funny, so like on either tack, you didn't have a flat place to like where I am now, like I can lean up flat against this wall, so on a port tack, I'm upside down, there's still gonna be like a nice sort of flat surface to wedge yourself up against. On the other side, there's gonna be another one here, and they're gonna be like padded, so it's just gonna be, we're gonna take like our 10 years of sleeping offshore experience and design this bed to be like the best in every way. Here's a word we learned in college called isovist, which is like line of sight and like what you can see from a certain angle. And in here, laying down here, you're not going to see any flashing status LEDs. You're not going to see any screens. You're not going to see any lights. There's going to be nothing. Because like the way it's all kind of lined up is you can't like really see out of it.
Yeah,
So
you're in your little bubble. The third reason is that if ever we have an argument, Dan has a place to sleep. Better than in a dinghy, I guess. This is the doghouse, basically.
with that, we'll end it here, and we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Bye.
I'm gonna take this pillow and just squish. Oh Lord. All right, we're out of here.
Bye.